Welcome to Amazing Fragrances. Today we are talking about 5 signs of fragrance addiction. Yeah, let's talk about it. Hi folks, I'm Simone, and today I want to talk to you about 5 signs that I'm finding it seems to be the trend of fragrance addiction, the pattern. The things to look for, if not in yourself, in family or friends, what you're noticing about them. I'm going to go through 5 and then I'm going to give you some solutions as we go along, just for the sake of the video, so it won't be too long. And then I'll give you my final thoughts on ways to, I don't want to say you can cure yourself, because I'm not yet cured, right? From my last video where I talked about fragrance addiction, but I'm noticing more of the patterns that I'm finding, and some of these you'll find too, maybe about yourself as well in these 5. So, number 1, impulse blind buying. Yeah. So you keep buying fragrances without testing them first, I don't know, keep chasing the hype or the feeling of FOMO, right? Of the feeling of missing out. So I try to trust certain influencers, but I am finding, folks, that I end up being disappointed at times, right? Because I'm seeing that either you don't know, if you're trying to, maybe say you're finding a new influencer that you're following, you guys have the same scent profile and you're thinking, oh yeah, I like that one too, she likes that one, or he likes that one, I like that one too, maybe I can trust what they say, or, but then again, we always have to remember, folks, that people have different scents that they like, even though they might like 2 or 3 that you like, they might not like, everything is not going to match, right? So, solution for this: listen to 2 or 3 different influencers to hear their take on the fragrance, on that same fragrance, right? And what you're going to do is you're going to listen for keynotes that you like or you don't like. So, one thing I've noticed is if I hear a scent, first it starts off with, oh, there's a gourmand fragrance. It's got, notes of citrus or notes of amber and honey. And then for me, honey is or leather notes, or it's got this beautiful, wonderful trail of a woody floral oriental with notes of leather. So those are some of the things. Listen for the notes. Listen for the keynotes. Again, listen to 2 or 3 influencers. So, moving on. Number 2, you never have enough bottles. Never enough bottles of perfume. Even with a huge collection, you always feel like just one more scent will complete my collection. Just one more scent. I'm guilty of this, folks. I have a lot. I know you can only see that right there, but there's more in my room. There's more in my bathroom. It's too much, I know. And I know I talked to you before about how I gave away a few years back during COVID. I said I'm gonna combat this. I'm gonna keep 3 of my top 3, and I gave away almost 200 bottles of perfume, and it only took 2 days to do it, folks, through Facebook. I literally did a Facebook ad saying I'm getting rid of, I'm cleaning my dresser. If you want these fragrances, drop me a message, send me a DM, come pick them up. I was out in 2 days, folks. All my perfumes were gone. One lady actually came from miles to get 1 bottle. I think she came to get what did she come to get? Oh my God, it was one of my Estee Lauder fragrances. Another lady sent her husband to come and pick up, and that was the Juicy Couture, Viva La Juicy Gold. She sent her husband to come pick up that bottle, but it was all free. So I guess, hey, that show goes to show you that people also maybe have exactly the same thing that we have, as that addiction. So you never have enough bottles. I honestly, after getting rid of all those bottles, folks, within 6 months, I tell you, I had 100 bottles again on my dresser. Yeah. So, number 3, ignoring your finances. So I know a lot of people don't think about this one because maybe you're using your credit cards, right, to purchase your fragrances. So you kind of feel like, I'm only going to spend this much and then I'm going to pay it all off at the end of the month, or I'm managing it. I'm not going to, lose my mind, right? But you don't ever really see that you're spending money that you don't really have for that. You don't really have money for fragrances or dedicated to that. You're just kind of putting off what you're going to have to face later on at a later time, right? So if you're skipping your essentials like, food, utilities, things like that, that's not good, when it comes to fragrances. If you're spending instead of paying your rent, or more other things that are needed for your family, then that's a problem. So solution to this, what I think could be a good solution is to set aside some money every 2 weeks. Start with $20. Start with $20. Set aside every 2 weeks, $20, $30, and then at the end of the month, you'll possibly have enough to purchase a sample of something, or a smaller, maybe a 5 mil, maybe a 10 mil. One of my favorite places I like to purchase samples from is called Scent Split. Scent Split is excellent if you don't want to spend $100, $200, $300 on the bottle, but you just want a little sample of it, because remember, if it's a blind buy, you're going to be pissed if you bought that big bottle and it smelled or it stinks. You're going to be mad, right? But you're out of that $200 or $300. So $20, $30 every 2 weeks, set it aside. At the end of the month is when you're going to make that big choice to go either sample things or buy a sample on something that's been on your mind that you really want to try. That's what you're going to do. You're not going to buy a full bottle, and you're not going to go over what you've allotted yourself for that month. So set that money aside. Okay, number 4. You're constantly searching for that next scent. You're scent hunting is what I call it. You're excessively scrolling at night. You're excessively listening to reviews on YouTube or Facebook or wherever you like to listen to reviews. For me, it's YouTube, what I used to do. Or you're listening to forums, or you're in stores, looking for the next best fragrance. So my solution for this, folks, is to stop scrolling for reviews on fragrance. Just stop scrolling, looking specifically for that. Now, if it pops up in your feed, then that's okay, right? Because it popped up in your feed, you can't help it. But don't intentionally scroll looking for fragrances, looking for reviews on stuff like that. You want to stop that. And again, if they pop up, then that's fine. You just don't want to intentionally be searching for them. And I found for me that helps curb a lot of that angst and that desire to want to smell the next Tom Ford or the recent Roja Dove release, or what else is new out there, especially here, me being in the Middle East. It's an everyday, constant something new coming out, folks. I try to stay out of the malls. I try to stay out of the shopping centers. I know you saw in some of my earlier reviews, I like to go to the souks where they have the oils and the perfumes. But believe me, that's few and far between. Those times are few and far between, because more so I'm trying to keep up with what I have, or only buy samples, or actually go and smell it first. Because that's what I'm finding saves me a lot of heartache, folks, from that, And finally, the biggest one of the 5 signs of knowing if you're, a fragrance addiction. This is the biggest one, folks, is you have a shelf of regrets. Yes, a shelf of regrets, and that's owning dozens of unopened, barely used, or forgotten bottles. Now, this is ultimate proof, right, of compulsive buying. I'm guilty of this too. If you could see the bottles, I know you can't tell from this. I have bottles. I have bottles that I maybe sprayed 2 times because they were blind buys, because I trusted someone that was giving a review of the fragrance, and they were so just full of conviction that it smelled so wonderful and so amazing. And by the time I got it, it either smelled like gasoline or it stunk like I don't know what, like who would spray this on their body, right? Or 3, I'm thinking they just straight up lied, because there's no way in hell that this stuff just made you feel like, like you were on top of the clouds and you were getting compliments galore and it just smelled so wonderful. You lied. You lied, because it's stuff it smelled. So yes, a shelf of regrets. Folks, I have so many bottles. Oh my God. I might have about, if I'm honest with myself, some of them are small, don't get me wrong, some of them are small, but probably about 75 bottles of regrets in my collection. And I'm not saying that all of it smells bad, but I am saying that it doesn't fit my scent profile, right? Now, I thought, I trusted the influencer, I thought it smelled good, but then spraying it on me, no, it didn't work. It was not good. It probably smells amazing on someone else, but didn't go for me. So that was the thing, you have a shelf of regrets. So my final thoughts on all of this is the steps to take, things to do if you know that you have this fragrance addiction, right? And those are the 5 big ones, impulsive buying, blind buying, never enough bottles, you're ignoring your finances, you're putting things on your credit card before you know it's maxed out, or you're up there in the thousands, don't even remember what you bought. You have constant scent hunting. You're constantly looking for that next scent. And I know what that feels like, folks, because you feel like, I know there's a scent that's out there that is just going to mesmerize and captivate people, and it's just going to be unbelievable. It's almost like you just can't be happy with what you have, right? And then you have your shelf of regrets. So final thoughts are, you're going to set aside about $40 a month to buy fragrances. You want to sample, if you can buy a sample, if you can buy even a 2 ml sample. Best places that I find are Scent Split. I also like to use eBay, and I know a lot of people don't trust eBay, but eBay can be very, very, to me, very good. Just choose who you're buying it from. That's the only thing I would say, to just kind of be aware of that. I like to buy from US places. And then you kind of know already how much the perfume is, so if it's something for $2 or $3, you know that that's a lie. That's not the real thing. So Scent Split or eBay. Get yourself a sample of it first. Smaller sample, so the hurt won't hurt so bad, right? And then stop scrolling for reviews on fragrances. That's one thing. If you can get past the first day, you can get past the second day, you can get past the third day. Stop scrolling for fragrance reviews. If it pops up in your feed, that's fine. But don't intentionally be looking for fragrances, if that makes sense. Don't intentionally. Just try it out 1 day or 2 days and let me know if that helps you. Leave me a comment below and let me know what are some of the ways that you're able to tackle your fragrance addiction. And also leave a comment and let me know if any of these 5 that I mentioned you've been guilty of, if something has happened where you relate to one of these 5 as well. Because for me, folks, I'm guilty of all 5. Yes, I'm guilty of all 5, but I'm working on it. And one of the things I find is maybe I don't make as many videos. It's because I'm trying to always just buy samples to show you, to bring you things, because if it doesn't smell amazing to me, because the channel is Amazing Fragrances, I don't even want to mention it. I don't even want to tell you about it. But then I kind of feel like I do want to let you guys know about my regrets, so that way you won't make the same mistake that I did, right? But then again, it might smell amazing on you. So that's the thing too, where we go back to buying a sample or just setting time aside to go and smell it in the mall. Go in and try it out. Make a plan. Clear some time on your schedule. Go by yourself. Don't take your spouse. Don't take your boyfriend. Don't take your children. Don't take anyone who can distract you from what you want to do, which is to go and smell something first and possibly get a sample. One of the best places I found when I lived in the U.S., if you're near one, is you can go to Nordstrom. Nordstrom will actually make you a sample in the store of anything. You can just ask them and it'll be free. They'll give it to you for free. Or if you know that you're going to buy something already, maybe you're buying a gift for a family or friend, they will, if you tell them, they will, if you say, I'm going to buy this bottle of whatever, can I get a sample of this one, this one, this one? And they'll give it to you, folks. They'll make it for you. They'll be happy to do it. They don't mind that at all. They're probably bored anyway. So in the meantime, leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on fragrance addiction. Those are the 5 signs that I just shared with you. In the meantime, here's my original video on fragrance addiction. And let me know if you can relate. A lot of people related to that video as well. But this is my second video now about the fragrance addiction that I want to hear your thoughts on as well. Let me know if any of these 5 resonate with you. And I want you to have a great day, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.